Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Hey, this coming Friday is October 16th, and every October 16th, everybody know it is National Bosses Day. This is the day we celebrate our bosses. This is the day that everybody dreads. Now, what I'm going to do is go through my favorite top 5 games I think are great to play on Bosses Day. Now, many of these games I've thought about that could be easily brought into any situation in a corporate environment where they could easily be taught and easily played, and then some of them might be a little bit more difficult, but if you play them before Bosses Day and you know the rules, they'll be great, and I'll make sure to make those comments now. So let's show you my favorite top 5 games that you should be playing on National Bosses Day.
Number 5.
Okay, this is a party style game that can play up to 8 people. It's super easy, traditional game that you can get even at like Walmart or Target. It's called Imagine If. Now, the reason why I want to think this is great to play on Bosses Day is because everybody wants to know what you think of the boss, and the boss always wants to know what you think of them, and here's a fun way to sort of interestingly figure that out and have some fun with it. For example, it's going to be about the boss. And so, for example, a question will come up and it would say, imagine if the boss were a painting. Which would he or she be? Would they be the Mona Lisa, the Scream, Starry Night, Washington crossing the Delaware, dogs playing poker, Campbell's soup cans, and everybody puts one down, including the boss, and you flip them up, and whoever is the majority, they get to move forward. And it's really interesting because the boss thinks that other people have certain perceptions about them, and he'll soonly learn that it's not correct, that there's other things that everybody else thinks about them, and they'll get to say why in a funny and entertaining way. Here's one more. Imagine if the boss were a book. Which would they be? A series of unfortunate events, Farmer's Almanac, Betty Crocker's Cookbook, The Chicken Soup for the Soul, a Choose Your Own Adventure book, or a rule book. Have some fun with your boss day on this. You'll have a lot of laughs.
Number 4.
Now the next one is a little different. It's one that's going to take a little bit longer, so you'll want to play this one before, know the rules before you get in there, because it takes about 45 minutes to play this game. Maybe you could play it on your lunch hour for Bosses Day, or at happy hour right after. This is called Scotland Yard, and you'll be going, how is this possibly to be played on Bosses Day? Well, everybody likes to gang up on the boss together, right? So you have the boss become Mr. X, and Mr. X is in London, and he's trying to hide from all the inspectors and the investigators to being caught. And he moves hiddenly on this board. So he's moving around and nobody knows where he is. And everybody else, all the other players, the other 4 players, are moving around and playing cards to move around and try to trap and catch the boss. And I just think it's really cool. Now, every 5 moves, the boss appears and you can see where he's at. And then he dips out and everyone's trying to catch him, riding the subways, trying to figure out. And it's a very fun, tense game. But having the boss be the one that everyone's chasing and put all the pressure on him and have everyone be conspiring against them is just something that, played lighthearted, I think can be a lot of fun for both the boss and his compadres, and that is Scotland Yard. But yeah, play this one first and learn the rules, and then teach it to everybody else when you bring it in, and let them know it will be about a 1-hour game with rules, teaching and stuff. But it is a lot of fun. That tension will be great with the boss. That's Scotland Yard.
Number 3.
Now this next one is a dice game that only takes 20 minutes to play and plays up to 8 players and can be played in about 10 to 15 minutes. It's called Bang the Dice Game. And the reason why I think this is good for Boss Day is because I just mentioned it's quick and easy to teach, can play very quickly, you can play a bunch of times at a lunch hour with the boss. But in this game, someone's the sheriff, right? And the sheriff has a deputy, and everyone has these roles and nobody knows who anybody is, except everybody knows who the sheriff is. So you purposely make the boss the sheriff, and that player has a hidden deputy somewhere. He's trying to figure out who's helping him. And then there's other people like outlaws and renegades that are all trying to kill the sheriff, right? So everyone's trying to take out the boss, or maybe trying to kill the deputy, trying to figure out who the deputy is. And between actions, you're trying to figure out, who's helping me? Who's not? And because of the different roles, different people will be shooting different people. But it's fun. It's a quick dice rolling game. It's over in 10 minutes. People are getting eliminated. It's fun. And you have the boss be the sheriff that everyone's aiming at. And the boss is trying to look for help and who can help them. I think this would be a really fun light game for National Bosses Day.
Number 2.
Now this next one is the other one of this list that Takes a little longer. It's about 45 minutes to play, probably 60 minutes with teaching rules. So this is another one of those ones that you'll want to play before the day comes at least once, so that when you get there you can teach the rules really fast and have it done in a lunch hour. Now, this is a negotiation game called I'm the Boss. And the reason why this is a great game, it plays up to 6 people first of all, and it's best with 5 or 6. You can play it in the lunch hour with the boss. And the coolest thing is that during this game you're negotiating, you're breaking up deals of money by certain people. And the cool thing is you're negotiating, hey, I'm the boss of this turn, everyone gets to be the boss. And everyone gets a chance to feel what it feels like to be the boss. And the boss gets to see how that person acts as if they were in their shoes. Pretty cool, right? And you're breaking up all this money, and it's this negotiation. I'll take this much, I'll take this much. No, I'm gonna cut you out, I'm gonna go over here. And it's just an awesome negotiation game. But the coolest parts of this game is when a deal's almost done, you're like, okay, we got it. Going once, going twice. Someone throws a card down and goes, nope, I'm the boss. I take over this deal, let's renegotiate. And everybody gets this power trip of being able to stand up and be the boss at different times during the game. So Boss's Day, this is the biggest no-brainer hits of the earth. Fun game, it'll take about an hour, but it's a blast and you'll be wanting to play it again on happy hour right after work.
Number 1.
Now my number 1 is not my favorite game on here. Actually, I'm the Boss number 2 was, but I think this one actually, in both theme, game, and its accessibility is the reason why it's number 1, and that's Funemployed. Now this is a game where a boss is going to be basically interviewing you for a job. And it's basically, if you've ever played similar to Apples to Apples, it's somewhat similar to that, where everyone has some cards. You'll have 4 cards that you'll be able to swap out at the beginning of the round, and there'll be a job interview for a specific position. And you'll have these trait cards or things about you, and you've got to play all 4 cards in your story of telling them, the boss, why you should get the job. And it plays a ton of players. I mean, you could play 10 or more players in this and have it be hilarious. So it plays a lot of players. It's really quick. Caveat, if you get this game for Boss's Day, you must go through this game's deck because there are about 30 plus explicit cards R-rated that you will want to take out before you bring this game to National Boss's Day in a corporate environment. There's my warning. Take them out first. But once you take them out, have the boss just interview everybody 2 or 3 times, play these cards down and listen to the funny stories. You'll be laughing, you'll be crying laughing, and it'll be like you're almost being interviewed by the boss again in front of everybody, making these crazy funny stories. This will go over huge on National Boss's Day. That's Funemployed. Alright, so hopefully I gave you some good choices, and you've got about 4 or 5 days from the day this video went live to grab some of these games, ordering them online, going to different places. Again, 2 of them, Scotland Yard and On the Boss, are a little bit longer. You'll need to learn them first. The other ones you could probably just learn as you're there and go quickly. But different ideas for different Boss's Day. Check it out. I think you'll have a lot of fun.